Hello and welcome back to MFTBT. Quick story. I corrupted my MFTBT worlds. The moral of the story, back up your worlds regularly. Do as I say, not as I do. Yes. As long as I had to recreate the world, I figured let's keep things a little bit more organized as we move forward here. So I'm going to start building these little rooms for each topic that we cover. I had a request to start releasing the world download, so we'll do that occasionally. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. Today's topic is Mystcraft, and we're going to need a few things to really start playing with Mystcraft. These are your main items you're going to need. First of all, of course, a workbench, a little bit of paper to build your book. I know I normally don't show crafting, but if you cheat the notebook in, it's not the same notebook. And we'll use the cheat notebook in a minute, but yeah. You also need your writing desk, which places like a bed. Looks like a bookshelf and a workbench. And your notebook goes on the left side. It goes into this empty scroll area. And you can see there's nothing in my notebook yet. So let's start filling this with symbols. And you get symbols by going to Ages. And Age is a place that is a new dimension. Like, the overworld is an age and the nether is an age. But we're going to go to new ages with new properties. So Book of Feather, you get a descriptive book. Descriptive books are empty by default. See, there's nothing in it. It's just called Age 4. For those of you who know Mystcraft, you might realize that I've played with Mystcraft a little bit in this world already. And you got a big empty black box. Don't click this yet. If you go to this age, you need to be able to get back. And that's what a linking book is for. A linking book will bring you back to wherever you made the linking book. So this is an overworld book, and it'll bring me back to here. Notice this is gray, not black. I can't travel to here because I'm already in the overworld. So I can't travel back to the overworld when I'm already here. So, if we want to travel back to the overworld, let's go to Age 4 first. Through the black box. Fall through the void while the world generates. This takes a little bit longer since I'm recording. And there we go. I'm in a tree, apparently. I'm now in my new age. I'm now in Age 4. Let's get out of here. This is why I brought the Vajra. To get out of stuff like this, sometimes you end up inside of trees. And here's my new world. You can see I've got, like a jungle here. Maybe this is extreme hills. Got a birch forest, some ocean. And the world's just still generating, kind of slowly. So yeah, I got some cool stuff here. Neat. Alright. Kind of have had a chance to look at this a little bit. I might look around a little bit more. Yeah, let's get out here a little bit. Ooh, chicken dying. Haha. Oh, chicken's poisoned. In fact, I'm probably going to get poisoned here in a minute. I'm underneath the tree. There we go. See, now I'm poisoned. Every world that you go to where you don't define the world before you go, so that is, you let the symbols generate automatically, those worlds will all be unstable. And instability takes many forms. It could be, a meteor storm, where the world just gets slammed by meteors all the time. You could get poisoned whenever you're, have access to the sunlight. You could be blind, or have mining fatigue, or any great number of different maladies that the world can apply to you. But most of them can be avoided by getting underneath a roof. So we're kind of safe here, but let's go back home. I don't know that there's any use for a world where I get poisoned and all my animals get poisoned just by being alive. So, overworld book, notice it's black since I'm not in the overworld anymore. We'll go back to the overworld. Alright. Now, whenever you use a book, I'm showing you my inventory because I can show you my books are no longer here. They fall onto the ground. So there's that book right there on the ground. This is the Age book, so let's go ahead and pick it up. And you can see this is my Age 4 book. Let's read it. And you can see it now has symbols. These symbols associate to the properties of this age. So small biomes, birch forest, woodlands, jungle hills, white sunset, red sunset, dark, standard terrain, slow time, and fast weather. My notebook is where I want my symbols, and the descriptive books are where you get your symbols. So applying this to the right side of the interface will copy all of these symbols into your notebook. By doing this over and over again, you can collect all the symbols in the game. And this is where I'll pull out my cheaty notebook. Cheaty notebook already has all the symbols. So here you can see all the symbols. There's quite a few to collect, and they all do all sorts of fun different stuff. Let's write our own age. Because once you've got all the symbols, you want to start defining what you want in a world. Writing in ages is probably the most complex and involved part of Mystcraft. Because if you run an age that doesn't make sense, it'll be unstable, and we want a stable world so we can build there, or mine, and collect resources. So we don't want to die going into these worlds. So let's start with the second one, the biome controller. The biome controller associates what order the biomes will take. So here we get a checkerboard, huge biomes, large biomes, medium, the native biome controller, single, small, tiny. Let's go with a single biome. So now I can go back to my biome. Now I can pick my biome. What biome do I want? Green swamplands. Now, if I picked a second one, say temperate rainforest, or let's say wasteland, that's not going to make sense. A single biome should only have one biome. So you have to pay attention, a little bit of logic here. If you picked, say, medium biomes, you could pick as many biomes as you wanted to. And if you picked checkerboard biomes, think about a checkerboard. There's only black or white on a checkerboard, so you're only going to pick 2. So you have to use some logic when you use these. Let's see, lighting. Lighting doesn't matter. Let's make it a bright world. But as long as you don't pick 2, it can't be bright and dark. All right. Let's pick a sky. Let's go with black clouds and maybe a green fog with a white sunset. As long as you don't pick like white sunset and say green sunset, red sunset, white sunset, that doesn't make sense. So you can't do that. Well, you can, but the world will be unstable, right? These are things that we can pick. These are terrain features. I'm going to pick wooden tendrils and strongholds and crystals. No, strongholds will generate, but the portals will not work. You can't get to the end from a Mystcraft world yet. Terrain generation. So you can be in a void or use a standard terrain, a flat world. Let's play with a cave world. And let's say it's a normal time with no weather. And these world modifiers, these ones are, besides Skylands, the rest of these are all considered greed. And greed will introduce instability. So for example, dense ores. If you want to have extra ores in your world, which is great for strip mining, but it's kind of greedy, so your world will fall apart around you. So you have to be careful while using these. I'm not going to use any modifiers. So we're going to call this, Caveland, right? And we'll take this. Don't forget to bring a linking book. And let's go to Caveland. Our new world generates. Hopefully it's stable if we've done our job correctly. There we go. And now I'm in my cave world. Here you can see my wooden tendrils. Gravel's falling. Cave worlds are always a little bit laggy when you start because the gravel has to fall and the water and or lava, if you've chosen lava, has to flow. So they're always a little bit laggy when they generate. Let's go across here. Here you can see my crystals underwater here. These are useful. I'll show you what those are for soon. Let's go this way. There we go. You can start to see the green fog in the distance. I think the fog colors are so cool. I love them. So yeah, basically a cave world, imagine it as being the Nether, except that you can use whatever biome you want to. And instead of lava, you have water. You can see on my right under my mini-map that I am at Y level 35 on the ground here. The water spawns at level 34, so I am really, really close to diamond level. And you can see how much rock is exposed. Imagine just running around here trying to find iridium, or diamond, or redstone. So, very useful type of world. Let's go back home. Overworld, through we go. And there's my book on the ground. Now, dropping books can get kind of annoying at picking them up, and if they get rained on, they can even break. So, let's put this one on a book stand. That's a book stand. There we go. Book on a book stand. I can use it just the same, and when I go through the world, it'll stay right there on the stand. Alright, let's make ourselves... Ooh. Inventory tweak sometimes freaks me out a little bit. So I've got my overworld linking book, and I want to make some changes to this. Using a link modifier block, we can make some changes to the linking book. Remember how I said I can't link from the overworld to the overworld? You can with intralinking. Remember how I said the books fall onto the ground when you use them? They won't anymore if you choose following. This is the most useful combination in my opinion. And there are 3 other buttons. Disarm will empty your inventory when you go through the book. I don't know. For adventure maps, fantastic. I don't know why you would use that in a normal world. Generate platform generates a platform for you when you go through the world. If you don't want people to like grief you or to make you portal into inside of Obsidian as a prank on the server, this might be a useful box for you. If you trust your server mates, this might not matter. Maintain momentum makes it so, for example, if you're falling and you use your book, you'll still be falling when you come through the other side of the book. So there we go. I have my linking book. You can see it's now sparkling like an enchanted book, but it lets me now use this from inside of my world. So if I'm over here caving or venturing and I get lost and use my book, and now I'm back in my Mystcraft room. So that's pretty cool, right? Now, it's pretty sweet, pretty cool, pretty cool. We're almost done. There's only a couple things left in Mystcraft. Let me show you this guy here. This is a lectern. There we go. It's just a style thing. Does the exact same thing that this does. Let's go ahead and put this one over here. Does the same thing, just looks different. Whichever one you like better or fits your build, there you go. So that's lectern, and let's use this. This is crystal, which we found in that world, and a book receptacle, which is crafted out of the crystal. These allow you to build portals. Portals are... Oops. Misplaced. Portals are awesome. Here we go. Portals. So you put a ring of the crystal down and put a book receptacle on it. And let's grab our book. Shift right click to pick up the book. Maybe. There we go. I can get the guy in my inventory. And I put the book into the book receptacle, and now I've got a portal that takes me to that world. I'm going to make a linking book that brings me back to here, and we're going to go through the portal. Back in my cave world. And I want to put a portal from here back to, my Mystcraft room. So I'm going to head over here, and we're going to build a portal. The great thing about these Mystcraft portals, there's my linking book, by the way, is that they don't have to be a particular shape. So whatever you decide that you want to make your crystal into, it'll make that portal for you. So I'm just making a blob here. They can be vertical, they can be horizontal, they can be odd, they can be even, it doesn't matter. Slap a book receptacle on it, put your book in it, and there you go. If you don't like the color, take the book out, put the book back in, until you get the color that you like. No, not purple. Green. That works. I like that. Just jump right in. And I'm back home. So, you can make a portal any shape that you want to. You can use linking books to link you back and forth between the nether, so you can have odd-shaped nether portals. You can have nether portals that you jump into, or end portals that you walk into. Whatever floats your boat. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys with Mystcraft. Thanks for watching. I'm Mondef, and I'll see you next time on MFTBT.